Hey YouTube, it's your girl Ashley Williams, and if this is your first time joining my channel, hello, welcome. And if you've already been here before, hi, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. Today we are going to take a brief little pause, look a little brief one, real brief from making that matching purse for that corset that you see back there. And the reason we have to take a brief pause is because I ordered some items off of Etsy for that purse to match that, right? They're coming from China. I don't know when they about to be here. Apparently they're going to be here June 6th. Fingers crossed that they come earlier, because I did look on Amazon for the same items that I ordered off of Etsy. The thing is, the items off of Amazon are not up to the quality standard, and they're not in the style that I'm looking for. So I had to resort to ordering them from Etsy. Fingers crossed they don't get held up at customs and take forever to get here. But what we're going to do today instead is a clothing alteration that I think a lot of us, we need. And what we're going to do is we're going to resize the waistband on some pants, or AKA just take some pants in. So I'm going to show you guys these pants that I have on that I ordered from Amazon. And the thing is, I ordered these pants. I read the reviews. I should have believed the reviews. The reviews for one said that they were thin, and when I got them, they were very thin. So I had ordered 3 of these. I sent the other 2 back because I had to wear 1 pair out of desperation on my work trip that I took last week. So the pants came. I think I ordered a 3XL. I'll look at the tab, or 2XL, because they were a Chinese brand. We know how Chinese brands, in America, the size difference be different. And so I was looking at the measurements and I'm like, I need a double XL. Ordered the double XL. They fit loose like I want them to, right? Let me take y'all down to level so you guys can see what I'm talking about. They fit loose like I want them to. But the one problem is they fit my thighs and everything loose like how I want them to. But the waistband, let me pull it up a little bit. The waistband, you see how my underwear is showing? That's not okay. We can't have that. I would like the waist to sit up at this point on my body. And right now it's not. So it's I need to get them to sit up at my waist. Something that I'm going to do, or attempt to accomplish this, typically when you take in a waistband, you typically put darts, and then let me back up. You'll take the waistband off of the pants. You'll seam rip the portion that you need to have access to in order to put darts across the back of the waistband. Seeing that I don't really need to take that much off to get them to sit where I want them to, I want to try something else. And the something else that I want to try, and I think in my opinion, this is easier than doing darts, is to take elastic and put it in the waistband like these jeans or these cargo pants that I have from Target. And they have this little elastic band detail in the back. And in my opinion, that's easier to do than to put some darts in, cut the waistband to match the new length of the waist of the pants, and then put the waistband back on. So as a beginner-friendly alteration to taking in the waist of your pants, we're going to try this. Hopefully, we do not fail. So that's our plan today. You will need a seam ripper, a sewing machine, of course, and ideally matching thread. I do not have gray thread to match these pants, so I'm just going to use white because I don't care. And if you're that close looking at my butt, back the fuck up if you're not my husband, okay? So let's get to taking this waistband off so we can do this quick little cute little alteration as a little filler video as we wait for our products to arrive from Amazon. And just a little heads up, next week the products still may not be here, and I cannot start making the purse without some of the stuff. I would only be able to get part way through the process. So that next week my plan is to take you guys along with me as I do some sewing prep, as in I'm going to start preparing some jeans for a dress that I want to make. I think I've shown you guys this dress before. If I haven't, I'll put it right here. It's this vintage Versace denim dress that is chef's kiss, and I have 3 pairs of denim pants that I can use to make said dress, okay? And then I also need to prep some more products or some more pattern pieces for the purse. So remember in that last video, I didn't make a strap pattern piece. I think it was just the strap pattern piece that I didn't make. And then, the outside pocket. I have decided I am going to do an outside pocket, and I'm also going to do 2 short little fabric straps, the ones that go on the short handle side of the purse. I am going to make those. And then I also need to go to an actual print shop to print a sewing pattern for that floral springy dress that I want to make out of that very beautiful purple lace flower print fabric that I purchased a few videos back in my Joanne store closing product haul. And then those are the 3 prep things I'm going to do in that video. And most likely I will also start attaching the interfacing to the purse pattern that I have, so that when these attachments come for this dang purse, we could get to it, honey, because I'm not trying to waste no time. I need to wear that purse fairly soon. So I'm trying to get that done and get that going. So, okay, with no further ado, let's get to taking the waistband off of these pants so we could get to this quick, cute alteration. All right, so I have taken the pants off, and what I think I'm going to do is take the part of the waistband apart from this belt loop to the other belt loop so I can hide where I'm attaching the elastic, because you will have to do like a straight stitch to tack that elastic down inside of the waistband. So that's what my plan is to hide it under these little belt loops so you can't see it. This belt loop will temporarily be removed and then reattached at a later time. And then I did lie to y'all, I didn't get no double XL. I got an extra large because I wasn't sure, and like with the measurements, extra large made sense. All right, so this will be a little hard to capture on camera. So what I'll do is I'll take the pants and just show you a marking of where I'm going to take the waistband apart so that you guys can be aware of it. And then I will take that apart off camera. So what I'll do, I'll probably just line up with the dang waistband like that, or with the belt loop. And then all of this portion right here, I'm going to take off. I'm also going to remove the belt loop right here. The thing is, I know if I try and get away with it, I would have to like sew under this under this belt loop. So I'm gonna just take the whole thing off. So another tip too, so that you ensure that you are not taking apart a part of the waistband that like you don't want to, is I'm gonna just put a pin in it. If I pin right here, I know when I'm seam ripping not to go past that point. So I'm gonna do that on both sides. And y'all, this is my first time doing this, so pray for me. And also make sure the elastic that you have, so this is the elastic that I have. It is a 1-inch elastic, so that means the width of it is 1 inch, and I have 3 yards of it in total. I am going to cut this elastic to be a bit shorter than this distance. So let's do another prep thing right now and measure how long that distance is. So I have my handy dandy measuring or tailor's tape, or isn't that what this is called? I don't know. I'm gonna stretch it along. And so this is 15 inches. I'll cut it to be like 14, because if you remember when we were looking at this on my body, it was about 1 inch that needed to be removed so it would sit upright. So if I do that, we should be fine. And then hopefully we could stretch the fabric as we're sewing it. So like just stretch it out to be 15 inches so that when I reattach this waistband, it's not like, I don't know, bunched up weird to where there's a gap in the amount of waistband in comparison to this, so that it's not really compressing it, and it'll more so compress it when I put it on. Hopefully that makes sense. But okay, let's get to seam ripping and we'll be back. I realize some of y'all might be new, but this is a seam ripper. It's a little tool that you use to go between the seams in a garment to rip them apart. This is one of the top 10 tools that you need if you're learning how to sew, because you kind of use it a lot if you mess up and make errors. But this tool right here, baby, is very important. Make sure you have one if you're trying to sew. So like, you see how it's just coming apart, and you see where the stitches were, but everything's coming out cleanly, that's exactly what you want. You don't want to make holes in your fabric by going too quickly and then cutting something off that you don't want to cut off. All right, now that the waistband is off, you want to take a lint roller and just clean up all of those seams that you ripped. Take all of that thread, get it up. You don't have to do this, but I would if you want like a very nice and clean sewing project. You don't want it to look like unprofessional. And keep in mind, when you took that waistband off, not only did you remove the waistband from the outside of the pant, because that stitch goes through, oh, the tag gone, whatever. You also took it off the inside. So clean up the inside and the outside of that seam. There will be one long piece that's still remaining. Just cut that off. And you're gonna have to be sure to go back over that with your sewing machine so that you capture where you've interrupted the stitch so it doesn't unravel. All right, so we have our elastic and our measuring tape. I'm just gonna open the elastic and hopefully I could put that back on because I would like to keep it nice and organized. So we have our elastic and we're gonna line it up to the 14 inches because we want it to be 14 inches. So let me zoom y'all in so y'all could believe in me. So 14 inches is what we want this to be. So I hope nobody gonna be screaming and be in their head while they watching this like, girl, you're making a mistake. We're gonna find out, okay? Worst comes to worst, we just gonna put that back on. Okay, so 14 inches. Now next, we're gonna get it lined up to install. So we got our waistband, we've got our elastic. Waistband is open. What I wanna do now is take this pin out that I had out to mark where I wanted to mark where I was putting the elastic in. So I'm gonna take the elastic, insert it inside the waistband, and line it up to that mark. Another thing I also could have done too is like square out this elastic, but you know, we just gonna vibe. So elastic is inside. I'm gonna take this pin, go through the fabric and the elastic, just like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And remember, we will have to stretch it a little bit to get it to reach where we want it to go on the other side. So we could kind of hide where this elastic is going. And try and get your elastic as straight as possible so that it's lining up in the same place on both sides. So we have both sides pinned, and you see how it's already like puckering up a little bit? I think that's perfect because later on when we sew it, we can stretch it like this, but then when we put it on our body, it'll everything back in the way that we want it. Fingers crossed, we hope. All right, so I discovered I do have gray thread. So this may or may not be the most ghetto thing that I've ever done, but I'm gonna show y'all. So I realized I have gray thread on my serger, right? There is said gray thread. I just cut this thread off and put it through all of the little mechanisms on my sewing machine. And we're sewing. I already tested it out, baby. I already tested it out. We got some, we did some magic. We making it happen. Because I didn't feel like taking the whole spool off of there, figuring out how to get it to stand up in like a coffee cup or something. Because it cannot fit on here. It's way too big. So we just made it work. And I already had a bobbin with that thread in it. So we're off to the races. We are going to use stitch number 2, which is this stitch right here. It's just like a thicker straight stitch. I think that would be perfect for securing the elastic into the waistband. So that's where we're going from here. If you judge me, you're not creative. That's all I gotta say, because to me that was creative. Like, baby, we ain't taking it off. And the thread that I removed from my serger is for the right needle, so I don't even have to rethread my entire serger when I do go back to use it later. I just take that thread and thread it back through the right needle. We're Gucci. And do you guys like my tan, by the way? I was in the pool for like 5 hours yesterday. The tan is coming through. That summer bronze is coming through. Okay, back on topic. Let me sew this damn thing in so I can finish. It's getting hot in my house. And the great thing about this stitch that I selected to attach the elastic is you don't have to back stitch with it. Like, I literally tried on my machine and it will not let me. So hopefully I'm right with that assumption because we're not back stitching. I mean, it's like super locked in anyway. I'll show y'all what it looked like. Okay, Let's see, let's check inside. Yeah, look, okay, so that you guys can like actually believe what I'm saying. Like, I know you gotta see it. So elastic is nice in there, it's secured, it's not coming out. And then on top, this is what it looks like. The gray is different, but it's still, I guess, better than doing white. And I'm almost exactly lined up where I wanted it to line up to hide it. So I'll do the other side and be back with you guys so that we can attach the waistband together. All right, so now on to the part that I'm scared of is lining the waistband back up and then sewing everything down. Are you scared? Because I'm scared. Now, if y'all don't know nothing about me, you should know me and waistbands, we don't go together like that. Like, we're actually arch nemesis. But today we're gonna try and keep it cute, keep it classy, and keep it friendly, and get this waistband back lined up. So let's zoom y'all in and let's pray. Okay, so you need to make sure you're catching this back side of the waistband, like the inside part, and then this part. This we still about to flip up because we don't need to attach that yet. Like if we attach it like this, yeah, I guess that's cool because you do need to do that and then sew it back down. Let me just attach that real quick. All right, and we do know, like we marked out the middle of the pants. I don't know if y'all could see that, but I marked out the middle of the pants right there. So what I'll do is I'll line up the inside of the waistband and the outside. So let's line up the middles first. If we get the middles right, everything else should fall into place and I won't be crying at the end of this. I'm not about to go through the elastic though. I just want to go through the waistband and the waistband only. So I'll do it this way. So I caught the front and the back. It looked crazy already. Honestly, we might just be taking this to the sewing machine, like put pins at the beginning and the middle so we know that's lined up, and then when we get to the sewing machine, stretch and sew so that we are sure that we're giving ourselves enough room to stretch the elastic and then also sew the waistband back down how it was sewn down. So how I'm gonna set this up is I'm gonna take the pants, I'm gonna open them, put one part under the sewing machine and then put one part around. And then take the garment and start lining up the waistband to those stitch marks that I already have. I'll take it off, like let me get set up and then I'll take it off to show you guys. So I have the garment, right? I've taken it and I basically like wrapped it around the sewing machine. You see the front of the pant waistband is under the machine and then the other part is right here. So I'm gonna start sewing and just sew all the way down, and while I'm sewing I'm gonna stretch this waistband so that it'll gather the way that I want it to, and then I'm not left with excess waistband. That is the hope, that is the dream. We'll see what happens, but you just need to make sure the whole time you're lining up the waistband, the raw edge, with the correct edges of the actual waistband, and like the inside of the waistband and the outside of the waistband. Okay? Okay. Okay, I feel like my stitch look a little crazy, so don't talk about me. But one thing for certain, two things for sure, I did catch all that inner waistband, babes. I caught all of it, everywhere. But you see, like it looks a little crazy, but I honestly feel like the elastic could have been a little bit, you know, tighter. This part, whew, we're not going to talk about her. But I am going to go like stitch this down real quick and then we going to be done for real. We got to try them on and see what's happening. All right, moment of truth. And quite honestly, I feel like I could have gone smaller on the elastic. But let me show you guys what it looks like so you guys could be the judge of that for me maybe. This is what they look like now. My undies aren't showing, at least not as much. But it's not like giving scrunchy like the other ones did. I think I'm missing a step because I think I've seen in videos like when people put the elastic in, they'll put a thread through the elastic and then it like kind of like scrunches it more. But this is what they look like. I feel like my underwear is showing a bit less. We're gonna leave them as they are because they are better now. It did get a little bit crazy. So like if you want to try this on your own and cut maybe more of the elastic off, be my guest. But was I about to do that? No. I was just expecting. I really wanted it to give the scrunch that like this was giving. Like you see that? Like you see how elastic it is? And it has the thread running through the middle. Maybe we do more research next time. But it did what it needed to do. And hopefully like we tried. I don't know. Maybe I'll get... Should I have not been lazy and just done the darts? Maybe, but I felt like even with the darts, like I only needed to take off 1 inch. That would have been the world's smallest dart on both sides. And I felt like that was pointless. But like apparently this was pointless too. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Either way, thank you for joining me for this video. Next week, we will be doing some sewing prep as we wait for the rest of those materials to arrive for that wonderful, fabulous purse that I'm so excited to make. So in the meantime, between time, we're going to drop a little bit of some videos that like I feel like are helpful for y'all. And then just so y'all could get a little bit of insight on what happens when I'm preparing to sew. So we will be prepping for that purse project and we will be prepping for that dress that I want to make out of that beautiful fabric from Joann's. Either way, I will see y'all in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And please keep sharing with a friend. I'm not sure what my subscriber count is right now because I haven't been hawking it. But keep sharing it for your girl. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, guys, I am back. I was not going to be able to sleep with myself if I left them jeans the way that they were. So I was thinking about it, you know, and I was like, there has to be like somewhere where they've done this before. So I went on TikTok and I typed in adding elastic to jeans, like the waistband of jeans, right? First search that came up was Singer. I went on Singer. They have done something like this. But what they did was instead of like opening the waistband how I did, they just like cut through one side, fed some elastic through, and then sewed it down on both sides. Didn't like how they did that, but I did see like how much elastic they cut in comparison to the area that they wanted to cover. I'll link that video down below so that you guys could go watch that one as well. But I'm about to pretty much do the same thing. So I tried to seam rip this off, but this fabric is so thin, it started ripping right there. So I was like, we're not gonna do that. So I opened up the waistband again and I put a safety pin on the elastic. Like you can't really see it, but it's on the elastic so that I could have it to hold. Because what I plan to do is just like cut the elastic off right here inside of the waistband and then pull the elastic out some, cut about like 3 inches off of it. I think 3 inches will be enough. Like I think that'll be fine. And then I'm going to take it and then put it, like pin it back close to this mark so I could tack it down again and then close the waistband. And then we should get that scrunchy effect that we was looking for. Like I really was about to like leave y'all hanging with this failure because I was being lazy. But then like I was like, girl, stop being lazy. Just do it the right way. So we about to do it the right way right now. Okay. All right. So I have this. The safety pin is on the elastic. I am about to just cut this elastic off inside of here. I think I got it all. I should have gotten it all. Maybe I didn't because I feel like some resistance. Yeah, I didn't. Because this fabric, you guys, it is so thin. I don't think you understand how thin it is. So I'm about to pull it out some. See, like it's already doing it. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly it. So it's already doing it. Let me take the safety pin off and then reattach it to the part I'm not gonna cut off. I think that looked like 3 inches to y'all. This looked like 3 inches. This looked like 3 inches to me. So let me just cut that off. All right. Now I'm gonna take a pin and I'm gonna pin this part of the elastic close to here. I'm not gonna be able to get it exactly back at the point that I had it at, but I could get it close. The key here is do not let that elastic snap back because getting it out is gonna be annoying. I just need to go tack down this elastic right here and then put the waistband back into the pants, onto the pants, and then stitch that down. I need a little second for that. Let me get this as like flat as possible, and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished result. Since I already have shown you guys this previously, we're just taking less elastic. So if it was 14 inches and I cut off 3 inches, it's about 11 inches of elastic that I left inside the pant, and I think we will get what we're looking for now. Okay, so we finished. It looks better this time. We're just gonna even out the scrunch of the fabric over that part, but do you see? We did it. Okay, so let me try these on one last time for y'all and we best to go. I honestly think like the method I did this time was beginner friendly. Like if you just open the waistband up at like just like one corner actually, and then feed it through to the other side and pin it. Like if you can do all of that blindly, well, no, you'll have to open it up on both sides. Let me stop lying. Like, you'll have to open the waistband up about an inch on this side and about an inch on this side. One side so you can feed it in, tack it down. And then on the other side so you can meet it or like find it, tack it down, and then just close those two little areas and you have your stretchy little waistband in the back. And you got that action, girl. And I think if you want to have that little line down the middle, you would just like sew a line down the middle, but don't quote me on that because I could be like 1000% wrong, since I had to like go Google some stuff between coming back. But BRB, oh my God, to try these on for y'all. Hey, yeah, we did it for real this time. It's much better, much better. Like, this is giving what I needed it to. Like, it's right elastic, you know, it's actually like hugging my body instead of hanging off of it. And like now the front fits well, like, yeah, we did that. And it took me like 5 minutes this time. So I think like if you follow my directions the correct way, it'll take you like 10 minutes to do this, give or take, depending on like your sewist level and depending on like how much you be stressing about seam ripping. But we did it. But okay, yes, bye for real this time. We finally did it. We got jeans that hug the bootay, or cargo pants that hug the bootay. And now y'all could actually feel confident sharing my stuff with people because I'm not just out here like showing y'all stuff that like isn't gonna work. I actually showed you guys something that was gonna work. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh my God, yeah, it's time to go. Bye.